Are you an adventurer looking to take your hunt to the next level? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to East Meets West Hunt with your host, Bo Martonic.
Hey everyone, wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and hope that everyone has a great holiday with their family and friends. Get to spend time with them here in the next couple days, enjoying some time off from work and just celebrating the holiday season. I've got a pretty good podcast here coming up with Sean DeGrey from the Total Archery Challenge, and I recorded this podcast with Sean way back in June when we attended the Total Archery Challenge in Seven Springs, Pennsylvania. And I kind of waited a while to release it when it would be kind of, I guess, would be helpful to everyone to listen to when the registration opened here for 2019. And this year they extended the Seven Springs shoot out to 4 days. It'll be a Thursday through Sunday. And it's an awesome event. I will plan on being there again with a booth to do some live podcasting there like I did last year, as well as selling some apparel and hopefully getting to do some shooting on the courses. I haven't found an event that challenges you as much as the Total Archery Challenge does, and just a fun shoot with a great group of guys and girls that are shooting all different levels. Like I said, anywhere from, these shots that you're doing over, 100 some yards down to, your 25, 30 yard shots as well. And it's just a good time with a lot of good people, but I'll save that conversation for when Sean and I talk here. But got some other updates here. First and foremost, 2 new blog posts that are up, and I've been kind of slow here in the first 6 months of releasing these blog posts, trying to get better with it, especially with the winter here. I'm able to get some time, put some stuff together, have some great people helping contribute to these blog posts. And so first of all, I have one from Craig Gillick, who also had contributed earlier in the year on a different piece, but this one has to do with his latest hunt in the Alberta wilderness and some public lands. Went up there with an outfitter, hunted mule deer with his father, and it's a really good story with some cool pictures that Craig was able to contribute. So check that out over on the website. And also another one that's just released was one I wrote about cold weather hydration. So with with winter here just about coming into full swing as we get into some colder weather, and still want to be out, be active, doing some training hikes, messing around, scouting, whatever it may be when you're out in the woods, you should definitely still pay attention to your hydration. And I'd really kind of dive into that and why it's how it's harder to tell when you become dehydrated in colder weather, but why it's still the same as it is in hot weather, even though you don't feel as thirsty and everything there. So I put together a piece there with a bunch of photos and everything else to check out, some tips for staying hydrated in colder weather here. So please check those out. Let me know what you think of them. If you like them, share them. If you don't, let me know and see if I can do something better for next time. But I also have some gear related ones that I'm working on to get out, and just some other different stuff I'm just behind on that, nothing but excuses here, but I'll get those out and released here pretty soon, hopefully. And with that being said, any different things that you want to see from the online journal, the blog, or just from the podcast too. And I've brought it up here recently, but I want to know what you want to specifically hear, and what do you want to hear more of? What do you want to hear less of? Things like that. Any kind of constructive criticism will be really helpful, making sure that I'm putting out a product and content that's very helpful for everyone else. And that's, my main goal with this, being able to help people find adventure places from east to west, no matter where it is, and be a resource for that. So trying to put out some good stuff. I have have some awesome guests and stuff coming up here lined up. I got some names I'm not going to mention yet, but some really cool people that have interesting, concept and that I think will really help out some people, as well as a different kind of series of podcasts to help with planning different big game hunts, western hunts, whitetail hunts, the whole bit. So there'll be a bunch of new stuff coming out here. 2019 is going to be a pretty big year, and I'm really going to be working my ass off to try to get out the best stuff that I can, and learn myself as well with it. So please check out those blog posts. Give me some feedback. Same thing with the podcast. If you like it, share it with your friends, family. If you don't, then hey, that's fine. Give me the feedback, and we'll work from there. Also, all the new apparel is up online, eastmeetswesthunt.com/shop. And so I've got the new redesigned Appalachia hats, got a camo one, and also a black and burgundy one, pretty cool ones from Legacy, and as well as the Arrowhead active hat, which is it's an active as far as moisture wicking type hat. And I talked about it a little bit here a few weeks ago. That hat's been my go-to for hiking, scouting, and also in the gym, because it just, like I said, it wicks moisture really well, lightweight. It's pretty cool performance style hat, which is the first one I kind of did in that line. In addition, the new Woodsman hat has been definitely a favorite, I'd say, in the first couple weeks here after release. As far as popularity, the hats are like a heavier duty, like a wax cotton material, and great for a wintertime, spring, fall, that type of season. Little warm for summer, but it's a really cool hat. Check those out online, as well as the normal adventure hats that we have, and Arrowhead and Rut Stash t-shirts. So check all those out. It really helps when you support the podcast and everything by purchasing this apparel. It just really helps me out as far as being able to produce this and not go broke in the process. But anyways, yeah, so check that out, and hoping to get some new stuff designed here too, some new t-shirts coming out. Got some cool concepts in my mind. I think that I'm maybe looking to hire someone to do the designs. I've been doing everything myself up to this point, but just really falling behind on the time aspect. So I think I might need to outsource that a little bit, but we'll see. And yeah, so that's what's going on now. And hopefully I'm done running on here talking about everything. So enjoy the podcast here with Sean DeGrey from the Total Archery Challenge, and let me know your thoughts. Sign up as the registration is live now for Pennsylvania. Get your time slots, and let's go shoot your bow. All right, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the East Meets West Hunt podcast. So I'm sitting here at the Total Archery Challenge. It's a little bit rainy right now.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm sitting here with Sean DeGrey, who is the owner and founder of the Total Archery Challenge, correct?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, so we're sitting here in the rain on Sunday, which is the last day of the Total Archery Challenge. It's been an awesome weekend here at Seven Springs, an event, a pretty good turnout.
Yeah, it's grown from last year even. We sold out on Saturday, and fortunately the rain held off until today, I guess.
Yeah,
so
it did.
It's been a great weekend.
Yeah, it has been. It hasn't been too hot like other years, in the past. Pennsylvania can be kind of finicky on weather, but it's been pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about Total Archery Challenge, and the basis behind my podcast has to do with, people going different places and finding adventure. And the biggest thing when you want to go to these places, you want to be successful when it comes down to that time, that crunch time, when you need to pull back your bow and release. And there's not many events that you can go to, or many places you can go to get close to real life experiences as you can at Total Archery Challenge. So explain that a little bit.
Yeah, that was kind of the idea. Is we wanted to create an event that could travel the country that was different than your normal 3D shoot. And, we don't even like to call our event a 3D shoot. We like to call it a 3D archery experience because it's more than just, shooting targets. You've got the hikes are long. I mean, one of the courses is 5.5 miles long of hiking, and there's some elevation in there. And we're not shooting just open field shoots. It's a lot of obstacles in the way. Something you might encounter here in PA, even in your tree stand, if you will, but also out in the West, you're going to get some of those longer shots and obstacles in the way, but heart rate's up, you're hiking and wearing a backpack. Most guys have a backpack with their arrows and some water. And we just wanted to bring that feel to it, is to create a Western shoot, but a Western shoot that could travel anywhere in the country and give people that experience. And it's been a lot of fun. We've really enjoyed it. It's been great to watch it grow and to see the same faces year after year, like yourself. This is year 4 for you out here. And it's been a lot of fun. And it continues to grow. And people enjoy it because, I mean, we really work hard to make it a fun experience, not just a target shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, and then that's the biggest thing and even in Pennsylvania, where I'm from in the northern region of Pennsylvania, it's 2 million acres of public land, big woods. I used to call it mountainous terrain until I went to the West. But anyways, hilly terrain. It's a little steeper than we have down here. But there's a lot of hiking. You get in, your heart rate's up, and when you have the opportunity to shoot an animal, whether that's, like I said, out in Colorado, Utah, Montana, or Pennsylvania, New York, anywhere like that, you need to be able to react. And that's where places like this, shooting at angles, whether that's, again, out of a tree stand or off a cliff ledge, it's some pretty challenging shots to be honest.
Yeah, it's I think the funnest part about it, and actually the reason we call it Total Archery Challenge, is it's not a competition, except with yourself. Yeah. And so even if you're a newbie or young, just getting into it, there's opportunity for everybody here because it's not a competition. You get that opportunity to challenge yourself. If you want to do one and you're only shooting 20 yards, then shoot 20 yards. But if you really want to challenge yourself and you jump on the prime course or the Sitka course and you're shooting out to 120 yards and a tree's in the way or whatever, and you really have to focus, for one, it's just fun to watch an arrow fly that far.
Yeah, it is.
But two, to challenge yourself physically and know, like, am I ready? Yeah. You get a lot of guys that that's their warm up to decide, like, okay, am I ready for the season? Yeah. And it's working, and we like it. It's fun.
And then they can kind of figure out, where do I need to go from there? Where do I need to improve on? You find your gaps pretty quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
especially on the angled shots.
Yeah.
It's making sure your form's right when you're moving up or down on that angled shot, and a lot of guys, I think that's one of the most rewarding things for us is when guys come back and tell us, hey, I went and did this, and I thought I was ready, and I learned a lot on doing this, so I went back and did it again to see how I'd do a second round instead of doing a different course because of what I learned or whatever. So it's giving guys opportunity on things they just normally don't get to practice on, and they come back more confident.
Yeah.
Physically and with shooting.
Exactly. And I know how it feels so good when you watch that arrow drop in at 85, 90 yards, and you hit where you're aiming at.
Oh yeah,
it's I can think of a shot on the Sitka course here. There's a mule deer at 85 yards with some trees around it, and the trees have eaten up a lot of the arrows. But
I mean, some of the shots we do, it's really for fun.
Yeah,
right? They're a blast, but it does make you focus.
Yeah,
and that's part of it. But all in all, we created it to have a really good time, but also to give some experience to what you might see out west.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, and then also, like you said, if you can make some of these shots and do that, it makes the closer ones so much easier.
Oh, absolutely.
And And I had never shot this far until a couple of years ago, or 4 years ago, I guess now, when I started coming out here. And I was like, wow, I got some work to do,
Yeah.
And then really looking at, okay, I didn't know what a third axis adjustment was on my sight. That affects the downhill and uphill shots. And
Absolutely.
there's some things you figure out that may help you down the road when you have that moment of truth, whether that's a lifetime dream hunt, or if that's just, you're hunting whitetails outside your backyard in Pennsylvania. Whatever that is, it's helping you make that, that ethical kill and make those, those dreams come true. So
absolutely. I think it's you probably recognize this too because you've been here every year. But the first year we came out, and even the second year, guys are coming out and they've got their 30-yard pin, and that's all they had, or whatever. And now, when you see guys coming out, they're all bringing out their sliders and really embracing it.
Yeah.
And it's been really fun to watch. It's a cool event, and like you said, being able to shoot so far. So if you primarily hunt in PA and you're shooting, 30, 40 yards, 20 yards, whatever.
Yeah, most of them 25 and under, to be honest, with how thick it can be. But
I mean, you come out here and practice, even on our range, it goes out to 95 yards, just the practice range. And you get back to where you're shooting 20 yards, oh, man, it's a dream.
Oh, yeah. You do it with your eyes closed.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels so good. And I think that's one of the things guys recognize out here is even if you don't feel confident or you don't want to hunt and take those 80, 90-yard shots on an animal, a live animal, practicing at that distance makes those shots at 20 and 30.
Yeah.
I mean, it really builds up your ability to shoot.
And the one thing that I've talked about with some of the other guys I've podcasted here with, and just people you meet at events like this are like-minded individuals, and ones that you'll continue to see and you'll talk to. I've made lifelong friends that I've met at the Total Archery Challenge here in Seven Springs. And now I come back and I see them other places and we get a hold of each other. We hunt together. We do different things, and it's awesome to be able to. You can't go very many places and run into that many people that are like-minded. You could look across this yard here where the vendors are and pick out just about any person, walk up and have a conversation for 2 hours with them without even thinking.
Absolutely. There's a lot of guys that I met a group yesterday. Well, I didn't meet them. I know who they are. They've been coming since year one. There's 4 of them. And then there's one guy who's a solo. He's been coming since year one. And those guys have ran into each other for the last couple years, or the first couple years, and now they met here, and now they plan the trip together with this solo guy that was showing up. And they're great friends, and they shoot together now. And there's guys that message us, hey, I'm only coming by myself. How does it work? Do you put me in a group or what? And we just say, hey, you're going to meet friends.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's here. There's no, without that, in the competition world, you're looking through a different lens when you're shooting at the target or talking.
You're running
to
the egos.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And here, where it's not a competition, it's just primarily hunters. There are some competitive shooters here, but everybody's out here just to have a good time, and the camaraderie is amazing, and meet new friends. Like you said, we've made so many friends across the country, and I absolutely love it. The people are amazing.
So where are all the stops that the Total Archery Challenge goes to?
So we start in Texas, San Antonio, Texas, and then Tennessee, and then we move up here to Pennsylvania, and next week is Boyne, Michigan. We're at Boyne Mountain Resort, and then we head to Terry Peak, South Dakota, Snowbird, Utah, and Big Sky, Montana.
Okay.
So there's 7 stops total in the tour. 2019, we're adding a couple more, maybe 3. We're looking in the Northeast, New England area, and we're looking in Colorado and also in Washington.
Okay, so you'll have just about the whole country covered at that point.
Yeah, we're just a couple more regional spots, and we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people here that have been from other states. The one guy, Brandon, here that's helping me out. He's from North Carolina. I drove up for this. That's awesome to see that.
It is fun. I think I haven't seen the report from this year, but last year I want to say we were right around 20 states represented here.
Really?
At this event. Our event in Utah last year had 37 states and 5 countries represented. And it's awesome. That's what's so cool about it. You're getting people from everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not meeting just the locals. You're meeting people from all over, and it is fantastic.
And that's what makes it so fun. I mean, obviously, if people are traveling that far year after year, that speaks a little bit to how the event is, and how it's run.
Yeah, well, we have a really good team. I mean, a phenomenal team. And but not only that, we have phenomenal partners. The Sitka, Prime, Mountain Ops, Yeti. We have great partners that really help us out. And I think just the synergy behind all of that is really what makes this event so fun. On top of the local guys, look at all these guys around us that are local to this area that are coming out and helping out and taking care of guys. We've got Creek Archery over there with the full setup. One guy had his string derail. They worked on it, fixed it. D-loops break. They fit. It's people are here to help.
Yeah,
and get you back on the mountain. So I think that helps a lot. And then on top of that, I mean, you guys, the shooters, the guys who are coming out here to participate and telling their friends about it. And, hey, you've got to do this. We had a blast. Keep coming. So just everybody together has made this a really, really fun event.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. What's coming next for Total Archery Challenge? Anything that you can speak of?
No, we are working on some bigger things. I'm being vague right now. There's multiple reasons for that, but one is I'm not sure what parts are going to make it into 2019 or not. There's a lot of work in it, but we are working to build this event out to make it even better. We've got knock times and things like that going on right now, and this will fall right into that. So let's say if you had a 12 o'clock knock time, and so what do you do for the first 4 hours of the day? We're bringing out some pretty big things that I think people are really, really going to enjoy. Mm-hmm. So 2019, we're working on some things. I don't know what parts we're going to get finished up and ready to launch, but
just know some things are in the works, right?
There's things in the works and some fun things, and I think guys are really going to like it.
Just to make the overall experience better.
Yep, exactly.
And that was one thing you and I, when we were talking yesterday, you brought up about the knock times. And, at first some people were like, what's going on? I don't want to have to. But you explained it as, I don't want people to have to wait in lines for a long period of time. I want the experience to be great. I don't care about the overall number of people that come through this door. Obviously, you want more people, but you don't want to make it too crowded where the experience isn't bad. And that's why you capped off each day with a certain number of participants to make sure that the experience is still awesome.
Yeah, change is always hard. Nobody likes change. Mm-hmm. We've gotten quite a few haters out there because of knock times. Yeah, but the guys, we have 1,300 people here in PA this year. Anywhere from 700 to 750 people per day on the mountain. And now that guys have done the knock times, they're coming back saying, hey, you know what? We didn't like it before, but it's so nice to know I'm getting on at this time. I plan around that. It's easy. It's relaxing. And I also know there's not 700 people in front of me trying to get on that lift. So I think once people experience it and they understand really what we're doing, we're just trying to make the event better. Nobody likes standing in line for 45 minutes.
No.
And then you get on the mountain and you're waiting at targets after target. I'm not saying there won't be lines. There's always going to be a little line, guy looking for arrows or they're just a slow group or whatever. There's always going to be some wait. But this was I'm not saying we're 100% right in the decision, but capping the attendance is the step in the right direction to keep people excited to keep coming, and we've had guys like, I've never had to wait. Well, yeah, but we're growing at 30-40% a year. Like,
you don't want to get to that point where all of a sudden you're shocked by that, where it's too long and then you have a bad experience.
And it happened. Caught us last year at Snowbird and Big Sky. Snowbird, we've done knock times every year on Saturday for the last couple of years. But it caught us last year.
Yeah.
I mean, people were waiting 2.5, 3 hours just to get on the lift, and that you don't come up for that.
Yeah.
So we've changed the whole thing. We've reduced the number of people on the mountain greatly from years prior, just to find out what is the best way to get people on the mountain where they still enjoy it, have a good time. But we're a for-profit company, so we still need to make money as a business.
Yeah, of course.
So what was that happy medium to make both of those happen? Because when we started, when there's 200 people all weekend, I mean, there is no wait time, and you own the mountain.
Yeah.
But that, we've grown substantially since those days, and so now how do we make both work?
So, yeah, I only got to shoot one course this year so far. I snuck away from the booth and shot the Sitka course yesterday, which is one that has long shots, and you would typically expect a little bit longer wait because of retrieving arrows and such. But we didn't have to wait at all going through that, and it wasn't like there wasn't people on the course. It was just nice that how it was split up and everyone kind of had their turn and went through with it. So that was an awesome experience, and like I said in the past, never had like a terrible experience with it, but it seemed to flow a little better.
Yeah, it definitely is flow. The flow was better this year than last year. But like I said, there's guys out there that just absolutely hate it, and that's fine. I mean, in the end, we can't please everybody.
Yep.
So our goal isn't to make it miserable and more difficult for everyone. Our goal is to try to make the event better.
Yeah.
And, and this is one way that we're trying. And if it's not the right answer, then we'll know. So I didn't even know.
I got some water going inside my tote there, but so if you want to come buy a shirt, but
yeah. Oh, is that all your shirt?
Oh, yeah, it's everything. Everything I own's in there, but anyways.
That's too bad.
Yeah. We got a little bit of rain going on.
Yeah, we do have rain, unfortunately, because we got to bag this all up tonight and get it in Michigan by Tuesday.
All the fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
Tearing down all the targets.
Oh, man. Yep, it's work.
Yeah.
But that's all right. It's fun.
Yep.
I like it.
Awesome.
So,
do you have anything else you want to add, Sean?
No, just, if anybody has any questions or anything, go ahead and reach out to us. You can either send us a message online on our website at www.totalarcherychallenge.com. Hit us up on social media, Facebook or Instagram. It's just Total Archery Challenge. Or you can send us an email, info@totalarcherychallenge.com. And we'll get back to you with any questions. I think one of our big questions people always ask is, when do we find out dates for the following years? And we're going to try to launch our tour in November this year.
Oh.
That's our goal. We do already have dates for Pennsylvania. It'll be the same weekend next year.
Okay.
However, we're adding a day, so it'll be 4 days long.
Nice. So it'll be Thursday through Sunday?
Yep. We're adding 4 days to every event.
Okay.
For next year.
Then you can up the amount of people but also keep the experience high.
Oh, yeah. And it's just the people that couldn't make it because we're selling out.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an opportunity to spread that out and get some more people the opportunity to participate. So, but I think those are the big changes, and then just keep an eye out for these couple of big add-ons that we're really excited about and hoping to get added for 2019. But I appreciate your time. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Sean.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of East Meets West Hunt with your host, Bo Martonic. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit eastmeetswesthunt.com, Facebook at East Meets West Outdoors, and Instagram at East Meets West Hunt. If you enjoyed today's episode, please review and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.